Hey friends, welcome back to Llamamakayla's Yarn Tube. I'm Kayla, and I'm so happy you stopped by for a visit today. I hope you're all having a great day. I am having a very sluggish day, but I'm trying to push forward and do my thing. Yesterday Big Daddy had a doctor's appointment, and we spent the whole day at the hospital. Like, it drug out forever. Normally it doesn't take that long, but for some reason yesterday they were just backed up and it just took a long time. And so I took 3 crochet projects with me. I had 3 projects that I was working on, and I had them all 3 to the point where I could just crochet a certain amount of rows without having to have a pattern, like it was no increases or decreases. And so I had got these projects to that point, and so I took those with me and crocheted on them. And I did, get to the amount of rows on each of the projects. And in between that, I would just kind of get up and walk around because we had been there so long, my legs were starting to just ache. Like the nerves in my legs were going crazy. And it was... by the time we left, I was just plumb miserable. I do have like neuropathy in my legs and feet, but I can't take medications in the GABA family, so gabapentin does not work for me. I'm allergic to that. So I mainly just have to suffer through that. But last night I got a shower and took some Vistaril that usually helps me out not only with my skin, but also with just helps me go to sleep. And so no matter what kind of pain there is, it knocked me out. So I'm still feeling the after effects of that today. I'm just very sluggish and very tired feeling, but I'm trying to push forward and do my thing anyway. But I will tell you that Big Daddy's back is much better. It's still hurting and bothering him, but it's not the unbearable pain that he was having. It's tolerable pain that he, can live with. We all have some kind of pain that we just have to live with. There's nothing we can do about it. And so that's what, he's living with it. And as long as it's tolerable, but when it's so unbearable pain that, he can't stand it. That's what gets to me. But anyway, so he is doing much better compared to, a couple weeks ago. So I thank you all for your prayers for him. And I know you all pray for me, and I appreciate that very much. So let's get on with this video. I want to say y'all are the best. I just love y'all. Y'all are just awesome. The other day, I posted a skein of yarn. It was this Barcelona yarn. It was blue. And so we played a little game about could you guess how many projects I could crochet with that skein of yarn. And y'all were just awesome. I loved all the answers. Many of you actually picked the correct number. And some were off. Like, I would have no idea how to guess that myself. I tried to give information such as, let me just tell you about the yarn. It's Barcelona. It's 328 yarns. It is a bulky 5-weight yarn. And I used a 5 hook. H hook, a 5mm, and so I said all those things in the video to kind of give you some, if you knew how to figure stuff like that. I don't, but some of you might know how to do that. And some of you said that you go by ounces or grams, and so I didn't know that to say it, but it's 328 yards, 7 ounces, 200 grams. So anyway, I put it to the test, and the deal was I wanted to make as many projects as I could, small projects, not tiny, but smallish projects. And, I wasn't going to try to make something like a huge teddy bear or something, So I wanted to make as many small projects as I could with that skein of yarn and use up as much yarn as I could. So this is how much yarn I had left over. That is how much yarn I had left over. And on the last project, I actually had to frog a little bit of it and tweak my pattern so that I would have enough yarn to finish it. So anyway, let me get a sip of this coffee. My son Elijah just made me this iced coffee to sip on. It's a huge cup. This is one of those Pioneer women cups that she had out several years ago at Walmart. Anyway, he just made me this iced coffee to sip on, so maybe that will perk me up a little and get me through the afternoon. I slept late this morning, and honestly, I feel like I go crawl back in that bed and go back to sleep. Iced coffee is great in the summertime. Okay, so that was the yarn and the hook. So now I'm going to show you the projects that I made. Alright, so. Okay, so the first project I made is this little octopus. Let me see if I can get him to sit up a little. But anyway, I made this little octopus. His pattern came from Hooked on Amigurumi. That's this book right here, and that's their octopus right there. And so I like the way that did just stripe up with pink right around the middle-ish there, where it's a little lower than the middle, but it's right where I was going to put the eyes. And so I thought that was kind of neat the way that just worked up on its own. So, it's not a tiny, tiny project, but it's a small little amigurumi, you know what I'm saying? So I did make this little octopus from Hooked on Amigurumi, and I did use a H hook on all these projects. All right, and then another project I made is this little octopus, another little octopus. And this is from the book Plenty of Fish in the Sea. This is Stringy Ding Ding's book. There's the little octopus there. And so here is my little octopus that I made from her book. Now this little octopus is, you just make the ball, and then you make this bottom part, and then the little tentacles, and then put it together. And so I just hot glued mine on there. So that was number 2 item that I made. Okay, and then here is number 3 that I made. It is this little whale. This one has a gray belly, little fins on the side, and little tail fins in the back. And again, that it was the blue, and then it kind of worked up to the pink there. I just thought that was kind of neat because it was right where the eyes were going to go. So this pattern I found on Instagram. It's I think it's a channel that just goes around and gets other people's pictures and stuff that they post. But they had a free pattern. Its name of it is crochet_pattern_free on Instagram. And so they had this little whale. I think the one they showed was done in blanket yarn. And I just scrolled through their pictures there, and they had the pattern to make this little whale. So I made this whale right here. And then I went ahead and made another whale because I just thought that one was so cute. And this one I gave a white belly. So there we go. Same pattern from crochet_pattern_free on Instagram. All right, and then that's 4 items so far. Okay, so number 5 item, I made this jellyfish. And this jellyfish is from the book Hooked on Amigurumi. Is that the one? yeah, that's their little jellyfish right here, hooked on amigurumi. And I kind of tweaked it just a little bit. I don't know. I did some little regular hang down stringy things down here in the middle. I put a few things in the middle. It's a little different. You can see his little curly tentacles. Some turned out the pink color, some turned out blue and pink, and some were just blue. He started off with a little pinkish at the top and then went to the lighter blue. So anyway, that's item number 4. Is that right? 5. Item number 5. Okay, so here is item number 6. Okay, this project came from the book. I was looking to see if there's a picture of it. It is a tiny picture of it on the front. Plenty of Fish in the Sea. I made that little bitty, well, it's not little bitty, but I made that axolotl right there. And here it is. I made this right here. This is a pattern by Stringy Ding Ding, and she may have it on her website, but you know, it's also in her Plenty of Fish in the Sea book. So yeah, that's the axolotl that I made. Okay, this was item number 6, and that was the last item. So I did crochet 6 projects with that yarn, and it, like I said, I had this left over. This was the last item. These feet are supposed to have a little bit of a leg on them, and so I had done 2 of them, and I realized I wasn't going to have enough yarn to do that. So I went back and took those 2, the leg part off, and then tied my yarn together. I tied that little bit of yarn together and went ahead and made the other 2 feet, and that's what I had. So I just left off the legs on the feet so that I'd have enough yarn to complete the whole project. So anyway, that's what I did. I ended up with, let me see if I can get them all up here. I don't know if I can hold them all. All right, so I ended up with 6 projects out of that 1 skein of yarn. And so I think that was a good number. Many of y'all guessed 6. A lot of y'all guessed like right around 6, like 4 and 5. A few of y'all thought that yarn was going to go forever. And I wish it would have. But it was really fun just reading the guesses and then seeing how the yarn really did, you know, how much it really did make up. So yeah, 6 items, and so that was fun. I enjoyed doing that, and so I think I'm going to do the same thing with an anniversary cake. Remember the big giant Karen anniversary cakes? I'm going to do that soon. I have a couple of those cakes. Well, I have several of those cakes that my husband gave me for Christmas a couple years ago, and right now I just use them as eye candy to look at. But I think I want to use one and see how many little projects I can make out of one of those cakes. That would be fun to see, and I'll probably do like a little bit, not so small, but not large either, but maybe medium-sized amigurumis, and see how that works out. But anyway, guys, I thank y'all so much for joining me today and playing along with my little game to see how many projects could be made with that 1 skein of yarn. And I hope you all have a great weekend. Now, I'll probably be back tomorrow, so if you get a chance, check back for a video Saturday and Sunday, and we'll see what happens. Bye, friends. Have a great weekend.